All right, this is Lee Elberson again, CEO of Claiborne Education, and I've got our own Rebecca Hill here, who is the director of our college counseling program and master of all things verbal. Um, Rebecca's here, and we're going to talk a little bit about what high school juniors should be thinking of. So, Rebecca, I guess the first question is, are colleges still accepting? Am I going to have a place to apply?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So if you're a current junior thinking about going into senior year with the application cycle, colleges will definitely still be open for business. Colleges have been running and open in the Western world for 1,000 years. There's been several pandemics, several plagues. Nothing has been able to shut down higher ed. It's still something that society greatly needs, and the colleges will be very grateful to receive your application in the fall.
Now, what are we looking at any changes in the time frame? Are they going to be pushing deadlines at all?
That's a good question, Lee. So in the past couple years, we've seen a lot of schools push their deadlines up. They want to get the early decision and early action applications in October or November. I know that some colleges are considering, given all the circumstances right now, pushing those forward into later November or December. We might even see regular decision move from a January 1st deadline. Some of them are December 1st into the winter, into January, February. So I think students will probably be given a little bit of a grace period to make sure that they can put together the best application possible, and also to showcase that when they do return to school in the fall, as we hope, that they're getting excellent grades in their senior year classes.
Great. So I guess I'm curious about the requirements. So I saw that the College Board still has the APs set to be given in a few weeks.
Yes.
So what should students be thinking about? Should they be taking the APs and should they be preparing for them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The APs were developed as a sort of precursor to college level courses, right? So you take these highly intensive courses for a year, and then that culminates with a final test where you score a 1 through a 5. And most colleges accept credit, college credit, for scores of 4 or higher. The more selective colleges want to see 5s. But these are tests that the students should absolutely take. The format is going to be a little bit different. So they're going to be 45-minute tests, most likely based on an FRQ question. So it's going to be writing, but it's going to draw upon all of the knowledge that you've already learned for the year. And the AP is being very generous in that they're not going to test students on the units that were supposed to be taught during April and most of March. So wherever you left off, that's probably the threshold of what you are going to be tested on. And the benefit of this is that it's really the only indication of how much you've learned in these courses as a high school junior, because we're not really going to see grades balance out. Grades are going to be based on pass fail for the most part. So scoring a high test score on the AP test demonstrates to the college that you took this course very seriously all year, and that you are ready to handle college level material and seminar style learning.
Great. Now, I guess the big question on my mind is what do these changes mean for the SAT and the ACT? Because students were supposed to be taking them, and
Mm-hmm.
the March test was kind of on and kind of off, and they
Mm-hmm.
canceled the April test. Do we know what the plan is, and what should the students be doing?
Yeah, I think College Board and the ETS, the companies behind the ACT and SAT, have been thinking about delivering this test in a different format or on a different platform for many years. I anticipate that this is going to go digital, which everything is nowadays, so it shouldn't be any surprise to the students. Um, Even though some schools are deciding to go test optional for the application cycle coming up, that doesn't mean that an SAT or an ACT score can't help you. So a high score is still going to contribute to a college's decision to admit you into the university. So if you are deciding to take one of those tests and you are experimenting in this new platform, which I anticipate is going to be digital, if you were already doing really well on practice tests, PSAT, this is definitely your time to shine, because this score can only help you now, even if the schools that you are applying to decide to be test optional for this upcoming cycle.
Great, awesome. So that's good news. Sounds like colleges are still accepting, students are on track. I guess the piece that parents and students may be thinking of is, okay, all of my extracurriculars are essentially shot. So what should students be doing with this free time?
I really see this time as a college counselor. I see this time as a gift to develop some of your pet passions. If you like to write music and perform music, you should be doing that. If you like to organize a book club or a forum where you gather local community members in an online chat and talk about things that matter, you should be doing that. A lot of students are coming up with incredibly powerful and creative ways to do community service during this time, including fundraising through apps and through Twitter, trying to help others in their community. Colleges, as always, are going to look at what you did with what you had. So if you had all of this free time and all you did was watch Netflix and play video games, your application to college is not going to shine. But if you even took a little bit of this time and developed something that you were interested in a little bit further, you did a little bit of research, you wrote something, you created a documentary that you published somewhere on the internet. These are all signs to the college that you are a committed learner and that you understand that this time out of school is not time off of learning.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for that summary of what juniors should be thinking of. And we'll touch base soon, sort of detailing what you should be thinking if you're a senior, and then also what you should be thinking if you're a sophomore. So Rebecca, thanks so much. And
You're welcome.
we'll talk again soon.
All right, take care.